A lot of people fear robots based on things that they've seen in the movies, but
we're trying to create kind of this band that feels like they've come alive.
This is like the prettiest of all the manifestation.
We are trying to think not just about what is a great project, but what is a great experience.
From there, like, the trajectory is unknown.
The band is 5 fuzzy robots that have been transported from another dimension to Cleveland Public Library.
We've always been books, right? And we will always be books. But our community is always seeking to have different things as we move further and further away from 1869 when the Cleveland Public Library started. When we talk to the artists, they really talk about how they see the future and that AI isn't something that should be feared, but something that should be, you put your arms around and that you feel like these furry friends are the future. And if we look at it in that way, they're not so scary.
It was really challenging to find a company that works with this kind of technology to take on this art project. A lot of the companies that are messing around with robots, they're not really toying around with fuzzy characters and doing kind of like performance art. Our manager that works with us was really searching, and they found Deeplocal.
FriendsWithYou approached us and they had this idea to do the band, and it was pretty close to what it ended up being, right? They were like, okay, it's gonna be a bunch of autonomous robot dancing furry things that are gonna like do choreography and move around space, and that scared a lot of people, I think, because it's quite like, there's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of technical challenges that come into making autonomous robots that are safe enough to be around people and feel natural and feel fun.
A lot of the time, we work with a lot of corporate clients, which, they're great, but corporate clients come in with a very specific budget and a very, very specific ask. And with Sam and Turi, it's been a lot more collaborative. Like, we felt like more almost artistic agency, and just in terms of like, okay, here are the limitations, Deeplocal, go run with it.
when the project started, we were given an image of what they wanted the band members to look like and kind of like how they wanted them to feel. And so I was responsible for trying to figure out how we could build a structure around these robotic platforms that was like soft and you could interact with. The challenge with making a structure that could move, especially at the size, was keeping them stable so that they wouldn't tip over. And so a lot of time was spent on studying where all the mass in the robot was going to be.
Inside the robots is like a Raspberry Pi, the same type of thing hobbyists would use. That's just a mini computer that's sending the movements to the robots, playing the audio out from speakers we have inside the robots. It's also connected to a beacon with microphones that come out the top that are like little ears if you look really closely at the robots, and that it uses for positioning.
This specific idea is most exciting because of like kind of the emergent behavior that comes out of these algorithms, right? And so over the last few months, we've figured out how to create a system that allows these playful, gorgeous creatures to kind of coexist with people.
Around the room, we have 4 stationary beacons that do little ultrasonic beeps, and that's what the mics pick up on the robots and how they tell their direction and position. And then we also have the camera system, which goes straight to the server. Each camera has 2 like left-right and an RGB camera that calculates depth. We actually get this cool looking 3D point cloud. And then we filter out the robots by their color. So the color actually does play a part in the human tracking, which is kind of fun.
When you bring a lot of people in and you have a lot of these robots interacting with each other, you get these really unexpected emergent behaviors. And also, people have these unexpected emergent behaviors. What we saw was just people figured out how to interact with these robots, and it seemed like the robots were figuring out how to interact with people. And that experience and observing that is just kind of mind-blowing and really fun, just to watch everyone figure each other out.
So we've been partnering with the Cleveland Public Library to bring temporary public artworks to different branches, but mainly to the main branch downtown for over 15 years. Land Studio normally works in the public space and outside, and that is really incredible in so many ways, but it also has a lot of limitations on the type of art you can work on, the type of mediums you can explore. And so the band is really exciting to me because, you know, we've never been able to work on something that includes art and technology in such a seamless way.
Technology is really just a manifestation of our own intelligence, and that it is not something that's alien to the human experience, but it is a product of the human experience.
It's bringing me joy, and this is something that I dreamed of with 2D, you know? And
there's a difference between like things that are pretty and things that are impactful. The universe communicates like through waves, and movement of a sort is really like the universal language of life. And I feel like that immersive art, performance art, has this tendency to really hit at a very like core level.
These healing frequencies of sound and experience and play and joy, we're hoping that the frequency really and literally raises the vibration of not only the participants, but like goes with them through their life.
So what better place to do that than here in a library?
This was a exhibit that we were really excited by because it really brings inspirational art in many different ways to our community members from 3 to 83.
The band is almost nothing without the people that are there to watch it. It becomes an artwork with the experience of everyone. So
as a library, we see ourselves as a bridge between wherever you are and whoever you are, and anything else in the world that you might want to know. Like books can be transformative experiences, as can all forms of media. Art is the same way.
Each human has such beautiful dreams and ideas like in their minds, and a whole universe inside their brains.
And so for us, it is a priority to continue investing in it because we have seen the power that it has to shape people's lives and their thinking and hopefully their vision for what's possible for themselves.
The sooner that we demystify the interaction between that form of intelligence and our own and learn to like see the beauty in that, I feel like that the sooner that we could start embracing a future that takes full advantage of that.
Friends with You is like this idea of proanoia, which is like the opposite of paranoia. And proanoia is that the universe is conspiring in your favor. It's like you're harnessing the power of the universe to come and aid you in your journey and then aiding the rest of your life and the people around you.
Thank you.